Happy Wheel of Time! It's time to talk about book 9, Winter's Heart. Boy, I have feelings. This book was horribly boring with wow, what an ending. This was probably the book with I don't know, top 3 endings so far. I still struggled through this book, but I really loved that ending. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make this review a little bit on the shorter side too, just like the last one, because I just don't have a lot to talk about. Not much happened in this book, so I'm gonna focus on some of the things that I really liked, some of the things that I didn't like. I'm not gonna try to hit on every point because there were too many boring points. Namely, Perrin. Why do you hate him, Jordan? We had some big events with our characters. Elaine gets poisoned, and then I assume who is her poisoner, saves her life and becomes the head of her guard. I mean, it's gonna bite her, right? Like, maybe I missed it, maybe it was revealed in this book, but I feel like we're gonna find out pretty soon that he's the one that poisoned her and it was a bad choice. Again, Elaine made a bad choice. Rand finally actually communicates with his 15 love interest and lets them know that he loves them all, and they say, great, let's all bond. But at the same time, they're mad that he has already bonded with Alana, I think was her name, and which wasn't his fault. He didn't choose that. She did that without his consent, but they didn't ask, hey, why are you bonded with her? And he didn't say, hey, stop hating on me for this. It's not my fault. Like, the communication, I tell ya. But anyway, all of them bonding together shows them the level of Rand's pain, which I didn't even realize up to this point. I feel like we weren't supposed to know it until this point, but maybe I just missed it. But the pain that Rand is in due to his wounds that he has received in the last few books is so tremendous that through the bond they can feel it, and they're surprised that he's even functioning at the moment, which I find so interesting because we've been in Rand's head. We've been in his head enough that we should have noticed this pain too. So that either tells me that 1, Jordan made a big mistake and decided, hey, I'm gonna add this random thing, or 2, Rand is desensitizing himself from his body and detaching himself more and more, which I'm leaning on that. I think it's that one because I feel like I've seen that from Rand quite a bit up to this point. I'm watching him as he's getting more powerful, as he's losing his mind, and as he's rising to be the Dragon Reborn. I mean, he already is, but you know what I mean. I feel like I'm watching him become more and more detached from that simple farm boy that he fought so hard in the beginning to maintain. And of course he's going to grow and he's going to change and he's going to become this powerful leader, but I'm seeing a detachment that's not positive. It's not, I mean, there's been character growth, but I'm also seeing a lot of non-character growth, a lot of deterioration, where it seems like he's falling away from who he is. And so either Jordan made a mistake here and forgot to mention that Rand has been in pain up to this point, or Rand is really, really detaching himself to the point that he doesn't even acknowledge the pain. I obviously don't know what I'm talking about, but I've seen Rand do this for a few books now, like really not be himself anymore, and then seeing that he's in that kind of pain, but we haven't actually seen it happen until we see it through someone else. I feel like that's significant. Oh yeah, and then because these women are all bonded with Rand, they can all feel each other's feelings, so when Rand has sex with one of them, the others are mad about it. It's gonna be a mess. It's just gonna, I hate it. I hate it. Then we cut to Matt. I just skipped over Perrin, and that was like half of the book is Perrin and Fael drama. But honestly, it wasn't interesting at all, and I skimmed most of it. Maybe I missed something, but I don't feel like I did. Anyway, we cut to Matt. Matt's still in this horribly abusive relationship. It's terrible. He's obviously not happy. He clearly doesn't want to be there, but he's still trapped in this really manipulative and just terribly unhealthy relationship that I absolutely despise. I don't get it because Matt, between his luck and his knowledge and his incredible ability, it seems like he should be able to break free, which again, I'm probably reading too much into it, but it feels like the amount of emotional abuse that he's going through from this woman is causing him to feel trapped, even though maybe physically he could get away, which is really real life stuff. People actually end up in relationships like that, and it's just, I hate it, and I hate it. However, the Daughter of the Moons shows up, which, oh my goodness, nearly forgot about her and her prophecies from books ago. Daughter of the Nine Moons. Whatever her title is. What's her name? Anyway, Matt sees her and he's like, that's my wife. And he says it a few times. And, oh man, I hope this is endgame, because I do not like Matt and his current relationship status. I'm thinking we're going this way. It seems quite clear that this is what we're doing, especially since Jordan is so abrupt with his relationships. The fact that Matt would just be like, wife, seems appropriate. So I'm so excited about this, not even because I know this character or care about this character, just because I want him out of his current relationship. Oh, the Golem is back, which you guys told me last time I was saying wrong. I truly don't know. I'm saying Golem. The Golem is back, and he is basically untouchable, unbeatable. So he faces off against Matt. Matt, between his luck and his skill, he gets away. That was a great scene. I want more golems. Can we have more golems in this story? I'm loving those characters. So anyway, then Rand ends up in this place that for whatever reason he can't channel in. No one can channel here. I don't know why. It's probably something I just missed. Maybe you guys can let me know. But for whatever reason, no one can channel in this location. And of course, this is where Rand faces off against Padam Thane. He ends up getting arrested because some people die in the crossfire when he... Man, that was a tough one though, because Rand was in so much pain. Now from his side, which is interesting that we are now acknowledging his pain from his perspective. I only just made that connection, so maybe it was just Jordan making mistakes that we haven't recognized his pain up to this point, because in this scene, we are acknowledging the pain that we've never acknowledged before this. No, I want to keep my headcanon. Anyway, Rand's in pain, and he can't channel, so that fight happened. Then Rand gets arrested and ends up in a box again, which causes so much PTSD for him. Nynaeve shows up to, she has a well, where she's like, she can keep powers, so then she shows that she can channel while she's there, which then freaks out Rand's captors and they set him free, and then she had used up all her well for that big display. And then Rand and Nynaeve go to finally cleanse the taint on this world. There's a better wording for it, but I've lost it. The Forsaken come and try to stop them, and while Rand is trying to cleanse the taint, there's a big battle happening next to him between the Forsaken, and it's so good. Rand, when he's clearing the taint on the world, there's this earthquake that happens, probably not actually, but the whole world feels it. There's this massive feeling quaking. I pictured it as an earth. I thought Rand set off an earthquake, but now that I'm saying it, it sounds dumb. Anyway, the whole world feels it because it's so powerful what's happened here. It's a success. Rand and Nynaeve pass out because they're tired. And then it's learned that from this act, it was successful, and now the men of this world can channel without going insane. This is the coolest, minus the fact that the Forsaken were defeated very easily again, which is a pattern that I'm really tired of seeing. Actually, this is a pattern that's been going on since book 1. Every time the big bad of the book comes and faces off, it's a really, I guess every time is a little bit too critical, but frequently it seems like the Forsaken are too easily defeated, and I'm kind of tired of that. But other than that, this was one of my favorite endings, like top 3, maybe top 2, maybe my favorite so far that I've read. I am so excited that the men can channel now. I'm so excited about this. This has made such a massive change in the structure of this world. I mean, it's proven that truly what we've suspected all along, that the men, there's nothing wrong necessarily with men channeling. It's just that this world is so tainted, that the power is tainted. What we saw in the prologue of book 1, that the magic, the power of this world has been tainted and it's hurting men, but this isn't actually how the world is supposed to be balanced, which has me, you guys, it has me with so much hope. And I'm terrified of being let down, but it has me with so much hope that this world that I absolutely cannot stand, as far as the power imbalance and the way women treat men and the way women view men in this world, and the way men are, they have agency but they have no power, and they have like freaking the Dragon Reborn is constantly yelled at and talked down to and mocked and slapped, and like, he's the most powerful person in the world, but the women still treat him like he's nothing. And I don't like that dynamic. I don't like the dynamic that paints women of this world in this horrible, horrible light. But this has me excited. This has me believing that the end of this series is going to show me a world that's balanced, what I've been wanting this whole time, and that all this frustration I've experienced about this imbalance between men and women is going to end. And it's supposed to be frustrating, and it's supposed to be terrible to read, because the point is that this doesn't work and we need a balance. Man, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad if at the end of the series the imbalance is still happening. And that's just the way the world is. But I don't think so. I feel like we're starting to heal this world and we're starting to make it good. Now I'm getting nervous. Now that I'm saying it all, I'm afraid that I'm really wrong about it all. Anyway, that was book 9. There were things that I hated about this book. Mostly it was just ridiculously boring. But the ending was really fantastic. I will say that, harping on some of my same old complaints, I've talked a lot about how I feel like Jordan is not balancing these characters well. He'll have characters that are really relevant and really important, and then they'll just disappear for books. And now we have Perrin and Faile, who Perrin was my favorite character from book 1. And now he's getting the opposite problem. Instead of just removing him from the story, he's the most boring perspective we could possibly follow. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, not only does Jordan remove characters, he has this massive cast, but he's not balancing the cast well. But then there are characters that are irrelevant and they don't need to be a part of the story anymore, or at least don't need to be at the forefront of the story. And instead, he's giving them way too much page time while they do nothing. Or at least it feels like nothing that's contributing to the plot. I know these slog books are better on reread, because then you can actually pick up on the foreshadowing and appreciate all the behind the scenes work that's done. But as a first time reader, I'm so frustrated with the experience of reading these books. But this was a really good ending. I will say that I'm glad that I'm trying to push through reading these books at a faster pace now, because I feel like I haven't fallen out of love with the series, but I do feel like I'm falling out of love a little bit, despite how amazing that ending was. Just because the experience of reading these books, it's not fun anymore. And I know that this is a slog, and I know that that's what everybody says about most everybody says about the slog, but I think that if I had let myself take a month per book like I've been doing, then through this slog, I might give up. And I don't want to, because I love this world and I love these characters. And I think that Jordan's ability to create a compelling and really fantastic character arc is undoubtedly there. And I want so badly to see where this world ends up. I want so badly to see the taint completely removed and see it as it should be. I want to see these characters and where they end up. I want to see where this world ends up. Like, I look at the first 6 books and I want so badly the ending for those 6 books, but this part isn't fun to read and I don't like it. And at this point in my reading life, I don't know that I would recommend the series. You know, I would recommend it for the first 6 books, but at this point, I don't know that I would recommend it anymore, because I don't know that it's really worth it. And I'm hoping that when I get to those last 4 books, Jordan's last and the Sanderson books, I'm really hoping that it does redeem it to the point that I'm like most of the fandom, where I say, yeah, the slog's terrible, but the series as a whole is phenomenal because I really loved the first 6 books and I see so much potential. I see like these moments, like the ending of this book, make me so excited. But truly, the experience of reading these books is no fun anymore. And that's a bummer, but I'm not giving up, and I'm glad that I've decided to push through the series at a much faster rate. I'm excited that I decided to really try to get these books done fast because I think it'll help me to be able to get to the end and get to the part of the series that will make it all satisfying. This was a rambly review. Sorry about that. Book 9, done. On to book 10. Oh yeah, outro. I post videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wait, what? I post videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I post my reviews on off days. Be sure to continue chatting with me about this in the comments. I'll see you guys again soon.